Okay, hello. In this video, what I'm going to do in this couple of series of videos, I've now got a reverse camera. This is going to be an OEM fit. I'm going to connect this up to the original head unit. So, but first of course, we've got to mount the unit. So, a few things we need to look at is you need to remove this BMW badge. Mine was stuck in there. It was glued on for some reason. Well, maybe an obvious reason. We need to remove these screws. They're like that. It's a, what is it? Let's see what size my screwdriver hasn't got it written on it. Anyway, you see you've got Torx screws. You've got one here, one here, one here, and one over there. And of course, one right behind the BMW badge. Bit of a pain, but we've got to take this panel off. So, of course, I've already unclipped one of these. I just simply unclip, just get a blade screwdriver under the edge, and you just lift it out. She pops out the way. So, let's get this out. Let's have a look. So, you undo that. I haven't taken the trim off the inside of the boot yet. And, here we are. Now, as far as I understand, that should just simply come off. Perhaps. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. Stuck down. Lift her up. Gee. Years and years of being in place. There we go. She's coming off. There's a gasket in there. Try and save the gasket. Right. And what do we have? Okay. So what we have, pull these wires out a bit. Okay, so there should be the connector somewhere. It's probably buried in the trunk there somewhere, under the trunk. So in that case, of course, what we need to now do is remove the trim. So, now be careful. You need a Phillips. Hang on a minute. Now, what you'll find, I'm sure other people have mentioned, there's hidden screws. One here and one there. Just be careful with them. They have this whatever this material is on them. I'll take them out. Right, we want to lose the toolkit. If those screws actually hold the toolkit in, just gently pull it down, twist this plastic support, and you should just lift out like so. Right, the other bit, we've got a bunch of these plastic clips. I just use a small pair of these just to lift the clips off. Just gently, don't need to be too rough on it. There's two parts. There's just got like a pin in it, and then you've got the other part that it goes into, which is that bit. They just simply go together like so. So don't lose any of these, you'll need them. Bit of a pain to get out. So we'll come back to that one. Trying to get a bigger pair, bit of better leverage. Things that can help is I've got a pair of these, enable you to grip them, and this to get it started. No, just give it a start to get them coming out. Right. There we go. Okay. And on the other side. Okay, that should. Where are we? Couple more. On that. Okay, that should drop away. There we are. Just put that out of the way. Okay, so we're after this cable. There she is. Under here, you'll find, if you can see, let's try and zoom in a bit. There's a connector just here. It's clipped into this plastic piece. Just pull that off and it should come straight apart. And then you can then lift it away. So what we want to do is, I'm going to be putting the camera on this side, and so we need to get rid of that one. So we just need to unclip it, unhook the cables, and then attach the lighting cable to the other one. So, alright. So what I'm going to do is strip away, try not to damage it, and take this gasket off. I'm going to reuse this just so I can get access to that that light that I've got to remove. Yeah. Let's just gently peel it away like that. So, don't want to break it. Okay. One of the things to help the gasket so you don't break it is I just pushing it away with a blade screwdriver like this to try and save it. So scrape it away from the frame. Right, now of course what you should do is no doubt remove the bulb, get that in the way. We can start to remove this light. We've got to get it out of the way. Yeah, there's little like little clips just in the inside here. Just get the screwdriver. You've got to pull this frame away from it so that we can pull it out like so. Alright, so then I should be able to pull it out and get the old light out of the way. Use these really thin screwdrivers to lift the frame, lift that cover out of the way, and that will then allow it to lift up like so. I'll just drop my screwdriver. Do the same with the other one. Put the screwdriver in under the cover bit there to lift it up, and your light fixture then comes out like so. So pull that out of the way. We don't want all that. You'll probably find the metal bits all rusted out as well anyway, so probably not such a bad thing anyway. Alright, now let's give it a bit of a clean out in the bits for you. Know that you'll have years of dirt and stuff in there. Alright, now grab our camera. Unfortunately, they've made it that you don't disconnect it. They've made it so it's got these bloody connectors on the end of it. It would be nice if it disconnected, say from here, something a bit smaller to mess around with, but that's what we have. So poke it through. Right. And you'll find, clearly somebody hasn't thought about this, whoever manufactured it. You will find it doesn't fit properly. It won't clip in place because it's being fouled by this plastic piece. So to me, rather than filing this down, or what a lot of people are doing is grinding this down to make it fit, I just cut away a piece of this and we'll make it fit. Which is rather annoying. You would think the people that manufactured the camera unit would have thought of this. Clearly not. They say it's a direct fit, well, it's not. So bear with me and I'll come back and I'll make this fit and I'll come back and show you how to do it. Okay, just wanted to show you, as you can see, the camera doesn't fit flush, it doesn't clip in. The reason for it, hopefully you can see, if you look inside, you can see where the enclosure of the camera is hitting against the back bit there, which is rather annoying. You would think the manufacturers of the camera would have sorted this out. Can you see that? There we go. I think, yeah. Now, and they say so, I have to say, they do say so, it's rather annoying on their advert, the direct fit. Well, clearly this is not a direct fit, so something to be careful of. I picked this one because apparently they say it was a direct fit. Clearly not. So we're going to have to modify this to make it fit. I've changed my mind. I was going to cut away this piece, but I don't really want to cut away my car. I'm going to sand down and see how far I get with the camera body. I had a peep inside. It's rather thin, so I get the feeling I'll probably end up putting a hole in it as we sand it down, but let's see what happens. So I'll go away and do that and come back when she fits. I'll let you know. Be back shortly. Well, here we are. Unfortunately, it's not a good fit at all. What you have to do is grind away at most of the backing of this enclosure here. The bottom bit's still in piece, of course, but you've got to grind all that away at the top to fit, because otherwise it fouls on here. And I also drilled out the plastic backing in this cavity as well to try and make it fit, and still wouldn't fit. So you've no choice but to grind away that enclosure, and then I've just covered it in good Unibond silicone to seal it back up, because obviously you don't want any water getting in there. It's going to get water around the gaps and so on. So now it still doesn't clip in very well, frankly, so we've got to kind of almost glue it back in, really, in place. So not happy with the camera at all in terms of fitment. I'll certainly be letting the supplier know, the people I bought it off. I don't know why anybody doesn't make a camera that actually fits. Has anybody? All these cameras seem to be the same size. No one has ever checked to make sure they fit. You see plenty of forums, and I thought I'd bought one that actually fit, but clearly it doesn't. You see many forums and other people mentioning that you have to grind this away, and I thought I'd avoided it, but so be it. I haven't. So now I'm at the point where I've got to mount it into this top bit here. Clearly I'm not going to finish it tonight. It's taking a lot longer than it should. So now I'm just going to fit it back into the cavity there, and we've got to wire it up into here, because this is where the original light wires into, but we've got to wire, where is it? We've got to connect our wires into these, so that I'm actually going to leave it in there in the boot cavity. I don't want to destroy it, so I'm just going to connect into it, put the cover back on. If you want to see what goes on in there, it's not terribly exciting. That goes to the other light, the opposite light. This one goes to the opposite light, but for some reason, I don't know why, this one here goes to the lock. Don't know why that is, but that's how it is. So I've pulled off the cover of this number plate light bulb holder. This cover just simply sticks back on. What they've actually done is, you would see in the other one, they've got these see the little plastic dots. Looks like they put these covers on and just melted, must have been like plastic pins. They've just melted the plastic pins on it to hold it on. So I've just cut them tops away so that I could see what was in this connector. But I'm going to glue it back in place so that I can leave it in the car. That way I don't want to destroy the car's integrity like that. So that's where I'm at this point. So I'm just letting that dry for a bit before I mount that, and then we'll carry on. But we'll do another video shortly on the rest of the process. So we'll catch you then. Thanks. Bye. Okay, what I've done now, I've got the camera mounted in its spot. So there we are. And I've just put a bit of adhesive along here to hold the cables in place. I've tapped into the cables here for the LED light. So I've tapped into it there, and the other one over there. Now this, interestingly, this middle one, grey and yellow one, goes to the micro switch for the lock. Undoing the boot lock. I don't know why that's hooked into the old lamp holder, but that's how it is. So that's where I'm at so far. I'm going to let this adhesive dry so it keeps the cables in place, and then I'll plug it in tomorrow. I'm going to leave it sit overnight actually, and I'll plug it in tomorrow to make sure the lights work and so on, before we mount this piece back in the car. And then move on to the next step of pulling the cables through for the video feed, and yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Hopefully so far it's been of help and of use to some people, and certainly see the hazards and issues that you come across. And again, reinforce, be aware about these cameras that they say they fit in the cavity of the number plate light. They don't. You've got to grind half of the thing away. Why, after everybody mentioning this, they don't fix it? But I'm harping on this. So anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Well, hello. I just thought I'd cover something just out of interest, by the way, those who might be interested. This is your lamp holder that fits within your number plate light assembly, like here. When you take this off, that's what's underneath, is one of these. So I just thought, out of interest, I'd just get that wire out of the way. Just thought, out of interest, we'd show you what's inside it. Now, there's these little plastic dimples on each corner. They were done by BMW, and you'll see it much better here. Looks like they've melted stems of plastic to hold this plate in place. So very easy to open up. All you've got to do is cut them off, cut the heads of them off, and it just opens up like this. So you just peel it, and there she is. So you might be interested to know, this pin here, this wire here, and this, what colour is that? Brown with a red line, go to the other light, while the grey and yellow stripe one sitting on this side go to the lock. There's an electronic switch on the for the lock, which is, get that wire out of the way, which is right here. And you'll see when you push that down, there's a little switch on the top, little like button on the top there. That's what presses on, and that's what opens your boot lock, by the way. So you want to make sure this thing keeps functioning. So if your lock stops working, could be something to do with the wires here, or even that switch. But I thought, seeing I had it out, would be worth showing people what's inside the lamp holder for the number plate light. And so you've just got these pins on the side. Obviously your lamp sits in there, and that's what's inside it. All right, I just thought I'd let you know so you can see for yourself. And then all you need to do is it only goes on one way, because the holes on this are arranged such that it will only fit on one way on here. So they just simply go over there, and you'll hear it kind of like clip back in place, and there you have it. That's what's inside the number plate light. Anyway, we'll move on. Hopefully that was of a little bit of interest to you. I like to show things that people may not have seen, so let's carry on. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been some insight to you. Oh, one thing I need to mention as well, what's inside here. There's inside here, when you take this off, there's like a metal plate. Let's have a look. You just simply put a screwdriver in there, and there's a metal plate behind there. They can rust, and it doesn't hurt either to take this off and give it a wash, because they get a little bit dirty inside there. So it doesn't hurt to do that. So you need to check the metal plate behind there. That stops the heat affecting the plastic behind it. But that metal plate tends to rust. So you might want to check that and possibly put another metal plate in there. All right, thanks for watching, and hopefully that's been of some use to people. Thanks, bye.